Good morning. Today is powder coating day. I'm gonna take all the parts over to Powder Extreme in West Jordan. Kevin out there is amazing. He's done almost every part on this 240. So if you ever need any powder coating, go see him. Incredible work. We're gonna drop off all those pieces so they can start working on that, and then it's back to wiring. All right, so I got my pile of 2B powder coated. All this is gonna be glossy front end. And if you watch the previous video, the entire front end of the 240 comes off so easy because of this kit. So it makes it nice. Turbo. All right, parts are dropped off. Super simple, super quick. You know you have a powder coating problem when everybody there knows you and you don't have to leave any information. You just drop it off and they say, yep, we'll give you a call. We'll get it done as quick as possible. I love it. Back to the house. Time to wire in some speakers. Maybe I'll just work on the interior for now and try to get that done before Jaren gets here.
All right, so the other day when we were here working and we quit because both of Jared and I were just really annoyed. I was working on the studs, okay? I was trying to get the manifold mounted up. We were gonna get downpipe done and we were having a lot of problems, okay? So the biggest problem we were having was getting the studs. The studs would go in, but we can't get, because the titanium is like a little 12 point. Okay, 12 point, okay? This little thing is really hard to get on the bottom of that manifold. So you're gonna sit and watch me struggle while I went and bought some Harbor Freight wrenches, okay? And I'm gonna cut the end of the Harbor Freight wrenches and hopefully we can get it to work. All right, so I just got back with 2 new sets of wrenches from Harbor Freight because they're not working all the way. I got it mostly done. So if you look, I have most of them in, but this one right here is the one that's giving me the issues. Now, the piece can get on, but there's not quite enough grab with the teeth to get it, right? So I can get it on, but if you look, that's how much wiggle we've got because Harbor Freight. So I can try to hammer it down, but then the other problem is this was the wrench I used to torque all of these before I cut it. So then after I get that one down and I go to retorque just to check, I now don't have a wrench to retorque. So 2 more sets, hopefully we can get these on, and man, I hope I am not the one that has to do this again. After much fighting, all of the studs are on and manifold's mounted, torqued down. So we have to mount this up first because we don't have a lot of room. It's a tight squeeze.
All right, so Jaren's here. I dropped everything off at Powder Coating, at Powder Extreme to Kevin this morning. They actually said that they'll be working on it pretty quick, so we should have it within a week. So hopefully that's true. But on the agenda for today, we have downpipe that Jaren's making. He needs to make the dump tube, which is great. Let me show you what he has been working on.
The nightmare that I've been working on?
This nightmare doesn't look like a nightmare. It looks beautiful. You can see all the titanium for the exhaust manifold. It looks so good. Titanium! But to get to these bottom ones, let me show you what Jaren had to do. His modification of tools. Oh, is that how many you went through?
Harbor Freight is great, but unfortunately you have to buy a whole set. So we've got 1 set, 2 set, 3 set, and 4 sets. About 4 sets of wrenches for this.
Just for those manifold bolts, or the studs in the nuts. So he had to cut, since it's what, a 12 point?
Yes.
All the nuts are 12 point.
Guess who doesn't own 12 point 13 wrenches?
Guilty. So he had to cut those so they're open-ended in order to get those bottom nuts on the exhaust manifold. So
if we ever have to take these off, we have to pull the little coolant pipe right out of here, which is going to be a pain to get in and out because we're doing 20 AN hoses on it. And then, not only that, you'll have to pull the lower neck off so that you can reach your hand up in there in order to get to this one. And then to get to any of the ones on the bottom, you also have to pull off this coolant pipe. So basically you strip down the entire coolant system in order to get the manifold on and off.
what he's saying is, if we ever have to get the manifold off, I am either selling it or we just drop the whole motor, because it'll be easier to drop the motor than to take all of that stuff off. But aside from that, so he's been working on that. He's gonna work on the downpipe, the dump tube, which, as you can see, it kind of looks like there's a lot of room to work with right now, but as soon as you see this bend come right here, and then we only have a small space left to go down, it's gonna be pushing it. So he has to work his magic to make it fit perfect. And then I'll be continuing what I was showing you earlier. I'm working on the stereo system. As of right now, I do have both amps mounted. I've been routing some of the amp RCAs to get there. So just a few things I need to button up with that. I've already put all the sound deadening on the panels. So once I get the wiring done on the amps, I can start to put things back together, because I need to cut a hole in those panels so I can get it up to the subwoofer. So more cutting.
I was like full on like belting singing in here for a while.
Dang.
I saw it was on camera.
I was gonna say, it better be on camera.
I'm blind and a little bit stupid.
Gonna plug in the GoPro. Gonna plug it in right now. Gonna plug in the GoPro.
Don't be stupid.
All right, so I wanted to show you guys something just to kind of show you how extra I am. So if you guys have seen some of the old videos, I have this touch panel in here, which is fantastic. I love it. With this new build and everything that I'm doing, I want things to match. I want things to be done right, so it can't be white. I bought a new one. Don't need it, but it's black. And that's gonna look so much better than the white. So I'm extra, I admit it, but it's gonna be worth it.
Don't be stupid.
There you have it, see? Black, black, everything's black, everything's matching. No more white. Too much white.
Off the turbo crap. We like to have a nice smooth curve that comes all the way down.
I like smooth curves, but that's pushing it.
Yeah, no, it's gonna have to get changed. That's too close.
Is it? It is too close? It's just
Yeah.
gonna heat up the firewall like crazy?
Yeah, we can turn that just a little. And when we turn that a little,
It's right up against it.
yeah.
Even better. But hey, so far without your measuring, your eyeballing measuring is working.
Hey, you know what's funny too? Is my eyeballing measuring is so good that when I cut it and didn't quite match the cut, that's actually where it needs to be.
So your eyeball measure was correct, your cut was incorrect.
Yes.
Looks good. Take steady hands for this type of precision work.
Why are you so shaky then?
I have too much caffeine.
What do you mean? You're not even done with your monster yet.
I had 3 before that one.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm gonna get these all lined up semi-perfectly while I hold them with both hands.
Is that your welding song?
It is today. I don't even know what song it is. So Jared is still inside the car.
It's my...
What? Hold on. What time is it? Let's let him know the time now.
It is 1 a.m.
Okay. So we're still like full head of steam here.
Yeah. I'm trying to get these routed super pretty and make it look good, even though it is going to be completely hidden. I understand that. But for my own sanity, I want it to look good. Well, I got 2 into it. I got the fuse for that one in line from the battery. And then I just totally forgot to put the fuse for this one. And I routed these so pretty and beautiful.
Look at that. They're all like parallel with each other too.
But it doesn't have a fuse, so I'm going to have to either change this up or just accept the fact that I'm going to have a fuse protecting both of them and then an extra fuse on the other one. So typically after situations like this, I just sit here and stare.
Contemplate life a little.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to do the work. You know it has to be done, but you don't want to do it.
And nobody's going to see it, but I'm going to know.
The good old nobody's going to know. It just doesn't work here.
I'm extra. I told you guys, I'm extra. Jaren's extra. This is extra.
This whole car is extra.
And it's taking extra long because of moments like this. And I am not comfy in this little tiny car.
It's not even tiny, Jared. You're just too big for it.
It's tiny. I keep
Look.
hitting my head and my arms
Look,
and everything.
his head, sitting on the floor, his head is still almost touches the ceiling.
Ay.
Imagine when we actually have a seat in here. Dude, you're gonna hit a bump and you're just gonna hit your head.
It's so tight.
All right, we're checking in again. Okay, Jared,
Yes.
how we doing? You're still in the back.
We're still in the back, but I'm on the other side.
It's true. It's true. It's progress. Here, we'll switch around. We'll make it so people can see you better. Voila.
See my glorious work so far.
Last time we checked in, he was trying to figure out the fuse. And look at that. That looks good. We're just fusing all of them instead of fusing the individuals.
Yeah.
But it looks better.
Yeah, fusion's good. That one's all set up and done. The only thing I have to do on that one is route the wiring from the amp to the subs, but the subs are going to be on top of the amp, so I got to figure that out and figure out where to drill holes. So now I'm just routing the speaker amp and getting that one all set up. So it's 3 a.m. and we are both wired. I'm wired and wiring. Yeah, I don't know how long we're gonna go, but I feel great.
I know. We might beat our record. Actually, no, I don't think so. I don't think we're gonna be here till 5.
No, please, no.
I don't plan on that.
Show them what you're doing though.
Okay. Yeah,
More fancy things.
More fancy thing. I mean, here's the deal. It's not that fancy. It's just a dump tube. But right now, basically, I weld it, and because I don't want to burn myself, I just sit here and let it cool. So this is all done. We got one more piece, and then this is done. But on the downpipe, we're all the way done, except for I need to do an O2 sensor bung somewhere around here. But I forgot those at home, so I have to grab them, and I'll bring them back tomorrow and then just drill a hole and weld that in. But downpipe's all done, and it looks good under here. So we're pretty much to the point that as soon as we get the drive shaft in, we can finally start doing all of our titanium exhaust, which I'm very excited for. Titanium! And then we're gonna have our, the last piece of the dump tube is gonna stick out like this. Focus, there we go. It's gonna stick out like this, so it kinda shoots the flames out the side. So we didn't want to do like a full fender exit or anything like that because that's just, I don't know, it's kind of a pain and you can't really undo it, right? So that's that.
All right, so we're wrapping it up for the night. Jaren is down here, if you can see him. Oh, you can kind of see him. Nope.
Kinda.
Nope. Oh, there you are, right there. There's Jaren. He's holding the dump tube in place just so we can get an idea of what it's gonna look like. Ooh, if you can see it, the lighting. So you can kind of see that pipe that's curling down, and then it's gonna come out right there behind the tire.
So the flame should kind of hit this way.
So when you do a little anti-lag or a two-step, we're gonna see flames coming out of the side. All right, Jaron, you can get out of there now. We showed them. Downpipe is installed. It looks beautiful. It fits so tight and perfect. And if you remember, the intake pipe is coming out same angle, so it just flows perfectly down there. But it is currently 4 a.m. We didn't break our record.
It's true.
But
we're close.
We don't necessarily need to be here this late.
I know. What's funny is I'm not even tired. You're not tired.
We're both super amped up. Yeah. Not because of the monster. I mean, we didn't really drink
we
it
were
very much.
amped before the monsters.
Yeah. So, but we got a lot, well, Jaron got a lot done.
What do you mean? I did a downpipe and a dump tube. That I did.
It's art though, it takes time.
I feel like I spent most of the time messing around, let's be honest.
The wiring for the amps and everything is close. I just have to route a couple things for the speakers. The amp wiring for the speakers is gonna be a mess. Jaron taught me something though today.
Uh-huh.
So, when I feed the wires to get to the amps, I was going through the channel on the side, but there's that kind of bigger square right there, which is not really that big.
No, it's not.
To
This. Right here. Move that.
So that hole is what I utilized originally. I would feed the wire through a hole up here and then stick my entire arm through that hole to pull it through to get it out in here. And then Jaron was brilliant enough to tell me on the last wire I had to feed.
Hey, I didn't know that it was a thing you did, okay?
He told me to use welding wire.
Uh-huh.
Tie it to the end of the welding wire, stick the welding wire through, and it took me like 10 seconds to get the last wire. So I learned something today, which is great. And now I don't need it anymore. So thanks, Jaron.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Anyway, we're calling it for the night because it's late.
Yeah.
And Jaron still has a 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
So I get to go to bed. He gets to drive home for the next hour. Everything from powder coating should be back here in the next few days, 3-4 days. So.
And the wheels.
And the wheels will be here Wednesday.
We can't even put them on yet, but I'm excited for them.
Yeah, but we'll show those as soon as we get those. We'll open them up and reveal what the wheels look like. And we'll just keep chugging along. But that's it for today. That's it for this week's episode. We will see you guys in the next one.